Big Sky to Big City, Daily Letters to Myself from 1999 to 2001. Written by Andy Calms. Narrated by Matthew S. Newbold. Dickie Johnson. It was the beginning of my last semester of high school, 1995. I had been playing drums since Grandma and Grandpa Fruitiger bought me a little 3-piece baby blue Royce drum set for my 11th birthday. Before that, I tried to play my best friend Jake's black 5-piece drum set every chance I got. Jake and I figured that drummers were the coolest people in the world, so we both started taking lessons around the same time. By my 13th birthday, I asked my mom and dad for my very own black 5-piece drum set. Through high school, my drum playing became less and less, as my basketball playing with my neighbor Chris became more and more. Every once in a while, I would still go down and play my drums, and sometimes I would even play Jeff's drums, though I surely would have been murdered if I had been caught. Jeff was the drummer in my dad's band, Great Lakes Rhythm, and had a 7-piece Ludwig kit with 4 zillion cymbals that sat temptingly under a dust cover on the band side of the basement, which was off limits. Well, it was the beginning of my last semester of high school, and drumming seemed a thing of the past, until I found out that my friend Jamie Durham played bass. When I told him that I played drums, we immediately arranged a jam session. Jamie invited Sean Evans and Eric Johnson to play guitar. What to play? Pearl Jam, more Pearl Jam, a little Nirvana, and Green Day, followed by more Pearl Jam. It was time to come up with a band name. Durham was in the habit of saying the word Dickie before most anything he said. When he said Dickie Johnson, I heard a bell ring. Dickie Johnson it was. Matt Newbold was voted Class of '95 most likely to be an entertainer and was an amazing harmonica player. I knew who he was, but I hadn't met him until Durham invited him over to practice with the band. Matt decided to join the band, so we gave him a tape of our 6 or 7 original song ideas to put words and melodies to. We were anxious to hear what he would come up with. We were even more anxious to play in the comedy/music show that Matt was going to put on at the Whitmer Auditorium at the end of the school year. Our practices were full of motivation, and we felt like things were slowly coming together. When choosing which 2 songs to play at the Happy Show, we agreed on a noisy original song called Dream Sound Theater and Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. The original song was simple and sloppy, so all of our practice time went into the Pink Floyd cover. The reason we decided to play Comfortably Numb was because Matt's older brother, Rob, knew how to play the guitar solos and could also sing the harmony. We sold nearly 500 hand-cut tickets with a smiley face sticker stuck on each one. There I was, the day of the Happy Show. Dickie Johnson was to be the closing act, so before the last skit, Eric and I made our way backstage. Eric tuned up his purple, though he claimed it was blue, guitar and set it by his amp. The last skit finally ended, and Brad Oliger and Chris Barron introduced us.
Hello, Dickie Johnson.
Matt and Jamie joined Eric and I, then we took our places on stage. The curtain opened to reveal more faces than I expected. Matt introduced the band individually. Jamie fired up the intro bass line to Dream Sound Theater, and people went nuts. I came in enthusiastically with my drum fill that introduced Eric's savagely out-of-tune purple guitar. Did someone bump it after he tuned it? It was probably just an accident, but being that the noise was in no particular key, Newbold had a terrible time trying to find a key to sing in. To add to the fiasco, Durham's mic stand kept sliding down and he had to kneel to sing the harmony that he never got quite right. After the mess, the crowd clapped out of kindness or relief, and we waited for Eric to tune up and for Matt's brother to take his place on stage. The crowd was patient, as they had been all night. Then finally, out of the darkness, came our Pink Floyd cover. When I realized that the song was going well, I lifted my head to look out at the crowd for the first time since the curtains opened. Everyone was swaying back and forth in unison. Other than minor discrepancies, we played comfortably numb without discrepancy. After the typical noisy big ending, the crowd cheered as if saying, "That last one made it worth our $2.
Thank you for coming to the Happy Show.
Graduation came and went, but the summer heat was causing us to practice less and less. Toward the end of the summer, our friend Carrie asked us to play at her party. For our song Stank Booty, Matt and I stripped down to our underwear but couldn't convince Jamie and Eric to do it. Although it was a good time, it was obvious that our differences were bringing things to an end. Newbold never really liked our noise to begin with, and I was always wishing we were better. After Carrie's party, we tore down for the last time as Dickie Johnson.